I don't have my cigar.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You don't need it. Hey. We're good material. That's why I got to get back on here. Segment 2, IDD, I don't disagree. For those of you in the know, I don't disagree.
Can I explain a little bit of that?
Please do.
Would that be okay?
Yeah, of course.
Before you can tee up what we're going to talk about, I'm just going to fill the...
After he fills you in a little background on where the title for the show came from, we are going to discuss NBA basketball, specifically the biggest rivalry in the history of the sport. And what happened the other night, because you know about it. Anyway, rant on.
Okay. So, I was just sharing with RJ how I binge eat sometimes. In this ridiculous scenario where I was eating cauliflower dip.
Which sounded delicious, by the way.
Yeah, it
was
healthy. Delicious.
And healthy.
And I went overboard, and in my mind I was blaming others than myself. And, I need to change that. Okay, now that everyone's asleep, we're going to need you to wake back up.
Wake up. Okay. So, anyway,
RJ wants to talk about
segment
his
2.
Dude, LeBron James. His dude.
My dude.
Your
Listen,
dude.
You saw what happened Saturday night. And depending on which side of the Atlantic or Pacific or let's just say the country you're on, you're either a LeBron fan or a Celtics fan. I don't know, maybe that or both. So, in any event, what's come to be known as fill in the blank, I
think that was pretty good.
That was very good, but everybody's like, I've seen it on so many memes now.
That was good physical acting.
It's like, your face when, what was the guy saying? Your face when, like,
You're talking about when I was reading the
your reaction when your wife tells you she's not on the pill anymore.
When she
you're running around. She got her pill.
Forgot
to take her pill and all this shit.
Oh, there were some good ones.
There were some very funny ones.
It was like when you drive to Chick-fil-A and realize it's a Sunday.
It's not closed on a Sunday.
When you get home from Chick-fil-A and there's no sauce in the bag.
I mean,
man,
pick your meltdown.
There were some funny ones.
Pick your meltdown, and that scene could apply. So anyway,
no, but the reason I really liked it is because it's like LeBron is so I haven't seen that movie he was in. I heard he was good in it. I can't remember what it's called, but his acting on the basketball court is terrible. Oh. There have been some good actors. Reggie Miller was a great actor.
He was.
He was a great actor.
He really was.
Every time he took a shot, he could pull that foul where he sticks his feet out.
Yep. He created that foul.
Exactly. He was a great actor. There's been some great actors.
There have been.
LeBron James
is not. Yeah.
Like it was almost like his hand was possessed and trying to suck his face, and he was like pulling it down and then he went to his head. Yeah, and then he went to his knees.
And then he put his head on the floor like he was praying in a mosque. Like, what the fuck
There was a moment where I was like, oh, he's hurt.
Didn't it seem like that?
Like I was like, oh, he twisted his ankle or something.
And even the refs were coming by and consoling
like,
him.
Oh,
LeBron, it's not that bad.
He was reacting to the foul.
Oh my God!
I thought a gunshot was heard.
Unbelievable.
You would have thought a sniper hit him in the wrist.
It looked like his arm, his hand got run over by a fucking Mack truck.
Now, beyond that, it was a clear cut. It was a foul from a mile away. Actually, yes. I couldn't see it in real time, actually.
Yeah. So,
but my God, that was a missed call.
It was 2 fouls. Neither was in fact called. And
2 fouls on so it wasn't just Tatum?
It was Tatum hitting LeBron on the arm there. But it was LeBron taking 3 steps before he left.
Okay, so you're saying violation.
There's 2 fouls that were missed there. But so, dude, which is it, LeBron?
Okay.
Were they giving you the call by not making that call? Because that was an obvious one. When you look at this from the baseline camera,
dude, you can see that in live, but they
from the baseline, you literally, it's like 1, 2, 3, boop. It's like, dude, oh my God,
I think
it's terrible.
If we watched a lot of final shots, they almost always give you that extra step.
No, and I can prove this to you.
Almost always.
I've heard
Patrick Ewing used to take 4 steps to.
I have been waiting all day to say what I'm about to say, and it's funny that you said exactly what it was, and it's fucking beautiful because he's one of about 50 million people that said this today.
What?
Okay. In that very same game, not 1, but 2 traveling violations were called.
Jaylen Brown?
1, no.
No.
And here's the funny part.
I'm surprised
They were
called.
called. I can tell you exactly when they were called in the game. So the first one was in the first quarter, and it was on a future first ballot Hall of Famer. Okay, not just anybody. Okay, it was on a guy who's going to the Hall of Fame on his first try, Russell Westbrook. Okay, that was at 3:43 of the first quarter. That was the first one that they never called. Then at 2:19 of the second quarter, the next one was called, and not just anybody.
A future Hall of Famer.
This guy was All-NBA first team last year and is currently in the top 5 in MVP voting. Again, not a scab, and he lives there.
Tatum.
Foreshadowing, Jason Tatum. Fast forward to the fourth quarter. The visiting team, not just any visiting team, the Los Angeles fucking Lakers, you're the Celtics, they're the Lakers, are in your building. Okay? You have the best record in the NBA. They are 13th in the West. And this guy goes down the lane and takes not one.
It was a Euro step.
Not two. Not 3. All right, 3 steps. After he picked up the ball.
I thought you said not
the rule is 2.5 steps, and the half step is when you take your last dribble.
So like as the ball's coming up,
then you're taking that step.
That's your
This
first half step.
This motherfucker picked the ball up and then took 3 full steps. Almost like, what's that long jump they do where they skip, and jump? It was that fucking thing. Okay?
The triple jump.
So the triple jump. So he triple jumps to jump. The ref is right there.
Yeah.
Just like this.
Well, the ref obviously was like this.
Yeah.
The ref was like this. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah. So here's the thing.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Not looking. It's what you're not doing.
My eyes are closed.
Yeah,
The
your
ref
eyes
was
are
like
closed.
this with
Yeah.
his mouth and his eyes closed.
Here's the thing about this.
He didn't see the foul.
For you 50 million idiots who think that LeBron's getting screwed, the ref, here's what the
You
ref.
just lumped me in that 50 million asshole.
You said it. You said it.
I
Okay?
said what? I don't think he's getting screwed.
No, the call. You're talking about the call on Tatum. It was a traveling violation before that even happened. It never should have happened.
No, dude, but missed foul calls happen all the time. I don't think LeBron got screwed.
But no, all right, then it's
I- like,
then it's 49,900,099.
No,
okay?
because my thing is, I will stand by the fact that guys travel in the league all the time and it doesn't get called.
It got
And
called
at the same
twice.
time, LeBron needs to get over being hit on the wrist.
It got called.
It happens all the time.
Twice in the same game. One's a Hall of Famer. One's going to be a Hall of Famer. And then this guy, who he gets special treatment when his team's in 13th place, and the home team is not going to get the benefit on their call, and you're going to bitch to the refs because the replay shows he traveled. There's no way around it. You can't avoid it. Okay, he traveled.
He also got fouled.
Okay, but the travel happened first.
Okay.
So it's like one has if they call that, he doesn't go up in the air and they don't even call the foul or miss that call. That's my point. So he got a call by not getting a call because he's LeBron James. You can't have it both fucking ways, LeBron, on the same play. Is that fucking even possible? Okay.
Well, you can't call it on the offensive player.
What are you saying?
You can't call it on the offensive.
You
call it on the. You can't call it on the offensive.
You can't do one and not the other. Okay, it's that simple.
I just think it's not even that big a deal.
No, but he made it.
One game.
What's been the most popular meme in America this weekend?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, you're lumping me in with these people that are like, LeBron got screwed. No, it was a missed call.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
It was a missed foul call. Even if he traveled, that was a missed call too. Okay.
Yeah.
The foul was missed.
Far more obvious.
The foul.
He was on the ground.
The foul was pretty obvious too.
But he was in the air, and these guys are short and stumpy.
But
okay,
it was an obvious wat-tat-tat.
From the angle we had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, but my point is, okay, missed calls happen probably 6 times a game. So
both teams got screwed on this play, is what I'm saying. The Celtics.
I hear what you.
The Celtics should have been, and then LeBron did get fouled. Mm-hmm. Both teams got screwed when you think about it. And you know what happened? They went to overtime. Yeah. Both teams got screwed, yet neither team lost the game.
Yeah, but the Lakers, were still crying about the foul.
This leads me into
Pat Beverly.
This is why I love him. He literally, I put it on the tee and he went.
I mean, I could always hit a baseball.
Okay, the bottom line is, and look at, LeBron's had a marvelous career. He really is. He's one of the greatest players that have ever lived. I put him easily in the top 5, top 10, top 5. He's somewhere in there with me.
All right, now crush
him.
him.
The bottom line is this. Not one of the players that I would compare him to would have done what he did. And I'm not talking about complaining to the ref. They had to complain to the ref. The difference is they wouldn't have made a fucking spectacle of it. They had, in fact, they didn't even leave to go to. Here's how ridiculous it was. When the network goes away to take a team, no, we're going to stay live, Bernie. LeBron's crying. They even fuck the sponsors. LeBron is crying. Okay, that's how ridiculous. That's what I'm talking about.
Comedy.
This is what LeBron James did. Okay, and then people,
all the publicity he gets from this league, and you're not grateful.
Dude, it's a gift that keeps on giving. The bottom line is, it wasn't premeditated.
Of course.
Okay, the bottom line is, what a great player does is, yes, he gets mad about the call, but here's what happens. He realizes within 2-3 seconds, we didn't lose the game going overtime. Fuck this. You know what? Fuck that ref. He calls his team in the huddle. He goes, all right, guys, you know what? My bad. We were up to 11 points for these fucking guys. We were kicking their ass. We took our foot off the gas. But you know what? We got 5 more minutes to go kick their ass again. So let's go kick it again. Fuck these refs. We're going to win this game anyway. Let's fucking go. That's what the great ones do.
And then James Vanderbeek walks out and he's like, I don't want your life.
I don't want your life. Let's play the next 30 minutes for the next 30 minutes. That's it. We're doing that one. We're going to do that one on TikTok tonight. We're doing that. We found it. We found it. Organically, we found it. Oh, that's the power of that.
Oh, man. God. That's true collaboration.
That's true collaboration.
That is true collaboration.
That was just what you just saw in a epiphany.
When one person's thought leads to another thought in the other person's head, and together,
literally, bang.
The real idea.
The conundrum that none of you even knew about.
That's a little something athletes like to call coming to fruition.
There it is right there.
Now, I happen to despise that phrase. It's one of those things of mine.
No shit, Tom.
Yeah, it's really coming.
The whole fucking world doesn't have a problem with it, but this guy.
I mean, it's just coming to fruition right now.
The whole world doesn't give a shit, but this guy's going to kill him for it.
Ever since they got that final piece of the puzzle, this offense has really been coming to fruition.
Oh my God, this thing pop, puncture, or break? It froze.
It's because you got the goddamn freezer down there.
Oh my God. Are they all frozen?
Oh, that's terrible. Dude, you should have moved those out of there.
They're probably all like this.
The man's got liquid gold in his fridge, and I'm not talking about alcohol. I'm talking about Diet Dr. Pepper cream soda. He puts it in his crisper.
Keep it on here.
In the crisper, as you Bostonians say, the crisper. He's got it down there in the crisper, and every night they're freezing. You get them, they're full of slush.
Gotta get all that shit out of here.
It's kind of like the hopper. Oh, jeez. I didn't realize.
Anyway, all right, we lost one. Just one. Not bad. It could have been off to make do with a Diet Pepsi. Oh, no, I'll have one of those. What are we talking about here, folks? Anyway, so the point is, LeBron James literally on Saturday night did exactly what I told people he was. It was beautiful. And no one's ever believed me, but now they can't defend him.
He was a low-budget soap opera actor.
What I said was that I used to call him Lebitch, the fraud, the this. He cried. He literally, in that one moment when the whole world was watching, of all times, of all teams to do it against the Celtics, it was beautiful. He has a meltdown that rivals my kid in the cereal aisle when he doesn't get the fucking Lucky Charms. Okay? Jumping around, screaming, goes down on one knee. I'm not leaving this aisle, Dad. Go! Leave me to my misery. That would be my fucking son in the cereal if he didn't get his fucking, Captain Crunch.
Your son would not do that in the cereal aisle.
He already has.
Has he ever done it again?
No, I almost killed him. I was like,
that's what I'm saying.
But the point is, he didn't. But he was 6 at the time. He's a little better than that. Yeah, he's 8, LeBron. He's 8. He would never do that again. How old are you again? You flirting with 40 now? Give me a fucking break. LeBron, I got to tell you, I should thank you as a parent, because talk about the gift that will keep on giving.
So I might react.
Look, boys and girls, how not to handle adversity. Forward by LeBron James.
So I might react to that.
Oh, my God.
If I had like a food situation where, somebody went out to get food for me or something and, forgot to get me a part of it, like I would have that. How could you?
Dude, I imagine, but if you, Picture this.
I wonder what
you're outside grilling and you cook the perfect burger. You know when you cook the perfect burger, you just tell it's sizzling just right on both sides, and everything on it is.
I make smash burgers.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying when everything's melted perfectly into it, the perfect burger, right? Yeah. And then you drop it into dirt. You'd be crying, like you'd be inconsolable. What the fuck? And your wife would go, honey, we have plenty of beef. No, that was it. That was the what the fuck, the Sistine Chapel? That's what the fuck that was, the Sistine Chapel of burgers. That's what that was. And you're like, no. And your wife's like, honey, there's 8 more. And then, no. There's no sense in going on.
Next time that happens, you better do it.
You lose your shit.
Next time that happens.
You tell me you've never done that? You never dropped a burger before?
No, I haven't.
A tasty, delicious.
The next time this happens.
And maybe even worse, you got a bite out of it. And then you drop it.
The next time a burger drops, I better see that level of acting.
If it's the one that's perfect.
Because that's the thing we have to give him credit for.
If it's the one that's perfect?
Yes, that's the thing we have to give him
credit for. I'm not going to get like that if it's a burnt piece of nut.
That's the one thing we have to give him credit for. That was the type of acting you would see on
you think
Days of Our Lives.
Oh my God.
Some sort of corny soap opera. I could see they come in and they're like, he's got some name. Your husband's passed away, and he's just like, oh God, no. Like he's just like no.
He's got a name like Shaft,
right? They come in, he
has a meltdown.
Remember Days of Our Lives? The guy John Black. Yeah. He's always had his eye up.
But he's got a name like that, like Brick.
Yeah, Brick.
Did you ever see
Brick Carson?
Hey, when's Brick coming?
Brick Carson.
Hey, have you seen Brick at the reunion? How's Brick? Oh, good old Brick. He's that dude, right? He's America's, Yeah. So anyway, fucking.
He's just like, oh no.
Yeah, fucking. I mean, look. This is, and again, it's not I understand him getting mad at the call.
No doubt, it was a bad call.
But the way he handles it, like no wonder the Lakers fucking lost. And then Anthony Davis, another supposedly first ballot Hall of Famer. Talk about setting an example. He's in the locker room. He couldn't post up a 6'5" fucking guard in the whole second half when he could. The Celtics were guarding him with Brogdon. He never once went to the post. He was shooting. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude's 6'5", you're 7'1". The fuck are you doing? And
he's 7'1", 6'11".
He's 6'11" with like a 7'5" wingspan. His arms are ridiculous. Brogdon couldn't cover him in the post if you gave him a gun. Okay, the bottom line is he never once went down there, and then he sits there in the locker after not doing it for the entire second half and a 5-minute overtime. What does this bitch do? We got fucking cheated, man. Got cheated. Ain't right.
He said we got cheated.
If I'm an adult and I'm in that room, I'm going, how fucking old are you again? Are you kidding me? Hey, Anthony, follow-up question. Explain to the audience, people that care about you.
The audience.
Okay, why on earth would a man, let me give you a hypothetical. 6'11" man with a great post game. A savant, some would say. Okay.
Really?
Top 10, top 5 player in the league when the dude tells you, this is that kind of dude. The other team gets caught in a mismatch and consistently gets him matched up with a 6'5" stick of a guard. And then imagine this, Anthony. The guy didn't post him up once. Don't you find that crazy, Anthony? What athlete would do such a thing? And then he sits there. We got cheated, man.
They did.
Dumb got cheated.
LeBron got shot in the
wrist. And here's how fucking stupid Anthony Davis is. Okay? He's seen this replay 1,000 times. He sees LeBron traveling. He can fucking see it. Everybody can fucking see it. Okay? So, but there's no mention of that, Anthony.
But I don't even see why that should even come into play. Like, take that off the books. Like, even if there wasn't another missed call, okay, a missed call happened.
One missed call.
It's not,
and you're going to overtime?
It's just such a normal thing to happen.
Yes. These guys have been... LeBron is in the league 20 years, right? 20 years is this year, right? You going to sit there and tell me that in 20 years he's never seen poor officiating? In 20 years? All the games he's fucking played?
You were just talking about seen, not heard.
I'm saying the refs didn't blow the whistle. They were seen and not heard. They let them play. Yeah. So here's the problem. This is what I was leading to. This is where I tie in my brilliant point of the evening. Okay. We just talked about, when we were covering the NFL, how the refs need to get the fuck out of the way and let these guys decide on the court. The Celtics-Lakers game is exactly what the fucking ref did, and he's getting killed for it.
Yeah, but
he's getting killed for it.
Basketball's
he let him
different.
play.
If somebody gets an arm,
if somebody takes 3 steps without dribbling, you call that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that's even more obvious than that one.
But you're telling me the ref swallowed the whistle in a good way in that game? No, they didn't.
He didn't call the travel, and it was obvious.
Okay, he should have called both then.
He made up his mind before that.
That's bad. That's bad officiating.
No, they let them decide it.
No.
One guy traveled, got away with it. One guy hit the guy who traveled the arm, got away with it. And then you know what happened?
I don't know.
They went to overtime. So they both still had a chance.
I think you call
even though you
call obvious things
that travel,
in crunch time.
That travel was obvious.
So they should have called it.
I'm saying LeBron can't bitch.
Don't tell me the refs did a good job in that moment.
I'm saying the guy swallowed the whistle. Which in
good.
These moments we were just talking about the refs not doing.
No, that's not. No.
And these were obvious ones.
So look. So to me, you're saying the call on Patrick Mahomes being pushed out of bounds shouldn't have been a call.
No, of course it shouldn't.
Exactly, it was obvious.
I'm not mad at the ref for that call. I'm not with the other ones that led up to that call. Because, by the way, on that punt return, there were 2 blocks in the back, and they didn't call them. Okay.
No, but we're talking about not calling ticky-tack shit in big moments.
A block in the back is not a ticky-tack moment.
Right, and neither is a rake across the arm
on
a layup to win the game. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying they didn't call either of them.
Yeah, that's not good officiating.
I know that, but he missed I'm saying both franchises should be mad this morning.
Sure.
Because what if LeBron made that layup?
Sure.
And they're like, he traveled.
Don't sit here and tell me the refs were seen and not heard in that moment. The refs fucked that last minute up.
The refs let it. The thing is, there was 2 bad calls, and they both benefited each team. So to me, it's a wash.
No, it's bad officiating.
How?
Because they didn't make in the key moments, you need to make the right call.
Yeah,
on an obvious violation or foul, the right call is. You don't say, "Oh, now we're in the most important part of the game. I'm not going to call what I've been calling all game."
But they had called 2 travels,
right?
Before.
And they decided not to call it. That's bad officiating.
I'm saying the point is though.
But worse was the foul in my opinion.
But there were 2 bad calls on the play. Is my point.
I understand.
So both sides benefited from it, and both sides got screwed from it.
You can't tell me that's good officiating.
I'm saying LeBron can't bitch. Because both sides got it.
No, I've already agreed with you on that point. Now we're arguing something
and actually,
else.
It's not even that he can't bitch. No, I said that wrong. He can't do what he can't react. He can't react the way he did. He totally put his team in the wrong frame.
But RJ, you changed the argument. We're not arguing about that.
I wasn't arguing about it.
You always do that.
Well,
we're sitting there talking about something, and then you change it to a different argument point.
No, my original argument was that the refs actually didn't call anything and let them play. No, and now we're getting mad about it when it benefited both teams.
The refs didn't make the right call.
Nope, they didn't. But
so you can't say in the Chiefs game the refs were shitty, and in the Celtics game the refs did a great job because they missed 2 blatantly obvious calls.
What I'm saying, they missed more than that throughout the game.
Yeah. So
but I'm saying,
don't tell me they were good.
I didn't say they were good.
That's what you're arguing.
What I'm saying is I can't get mad about it because I got a break on it too, because they didn't call the foul.
Yeah, but we're not talking about.
So whether it was good or bad, I agree it was bad.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not agreeing with that. I'm saying that I'm not going to complain about this because the mistake benefited me as well as them. I'm looking at LeBron going, "You fucking traveled. Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?"
No, but my only thing is, the only part of that I was arguing was. I said the refs did a bad job, and you said, well, they were seen, not heard. And I was like, no, that's not what it means.
Well,
your fuck-ups shouldn't be part of the conversation.
I worded that wrong.
That's all I was
What I meant was, at least in that fuck-up, they fucked up both ways.
That's true.
So it didn't benefit either team.
But we can still criticize the refs.
No, but I'm saying, what I meant to say, what I was trying to say is that it didn't fuck up either team. They both benefited from it.
I agree.
So I'm not going to go complain about it because I got away with one myself. That was an obvious one. So if I'm LeBron James and I'm looking at that replay, I'm like, I should probably shut up.
Yeah, I'm talking about just us having a conversation about it and saying the refs sucked.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, in that situation, though, to me, it doesn't matter because both teams it affected. Neither one got away with it, or neither one, depending on how you look at it, neither one got away with it, but neither one got what they should have got either. So to me, it was a wash. But so I'm not going to.
Still bad officiating.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, I'm not. My point was about LeBron. I'm not going to complain about that if I've seen that replay.
Right.
Or I'm going to dial it back and go, look.
Even if you see the replay,
I mean,
it was a missed call.
LeBron could have said today, which, by the way, he didn't retract this today. What LeBron could have said today was, look, I've looked at the tape, I've looked at the game. Look, they're doing the best they can. They're not going to see everything. And I left it alone. Because I wouldn't have said, cause if he sees that, he's got to know he traveled. Yeah. It's right fucking there. Okay? Because that's the rule. You can Google this and it goes 3 steps.
But to me, it shouldn't take that for LeBron to just say something like that. It should just be like, yeah, look, it was a missed call. I got upset in the moment. I shouldn't have done all that.
Yeah.
Because there was still 5 minutes and we were still good enough to win the game.
That's not what he was saying in his locker.
Right.
He was sitting there like someone took away his toast. Like, what the fuck? He was like, I wanted that. He was sitting there like his parents.
I feel like he's way more experienced to where
he is. He's a fucking 20-year veteran. Come on.
If he was like a couple years in the league.
If he was a rookie, I would probably understand this a little better.
But, dude, 3 years in the league, he was only 21. You know what I mean? So even if it was that, you'd be like, yeah, he's a kid.
He's a kid. He ain't no kid now.
He was, that was a little.
His son's about to be in the league, for Christ's sake.
It was a little childish.
A little childish.
Yeah. It was a little childish.
It was ginormously childish.
All right. I mean, what do you want me to say?
It was off the.
If
there was a scale, it would have burst.
It was.
That's where it was.
It looked silly.
How many memes was it today? How many do you think it was off the top of your head?
I don't know.
Yeah, that many. Okay.
I mean,
that's how bad it was.
I was reading them yesterday when we were watching the football game.
I'm saying it's
reading them out loud.
Yeah, there were more today. Yeah. Okay, that's how ridiculous he was. Okay, for every one person that was siding with him, there was 5 million that weren't. Okay, it's like nope. I'm serious. I saw like.
All right, we've talked enough about this.
Anyway, the bottom line is you traveled. Shut up. Okay, and by the way, Celtics. By the way, I still wouldn't feel good about this because the only reason you came back from 11 down is because they're not that good of a team.
Celtics got very lucky.
Very, very lucky. And look, kudos to Jaylen Brown. He stepped up in the overtime and he delivered, and I'm good for him. I'm not dismissing that. But the bottom line is, it never should have got that far. And if the Lakers were any good when they went down up 11 on you, you wouldn't have come back. Not the way you were playing. No way. No fucking way. No how. Okay.
There's no reason the Lakers should have been up 11 on them.
Ever. And you had lost 3 in a row, and here comes LeBron James. You should have been more fired up for that fucking game. And the fact that it's Celtics-Lakers, because you don't understand the rivalry of that. If you weren't fired up for that game, you should not be wearing either uniform.
But they won it. They won the game.
It shouldn't have come to that.
That's true.
It's one of those like.
But at least they got the win.
Well, they got the win because
regardless of how it happened, I mean, they got the win. They can't unless
they're giving it back.
Unless
Tom.
they're paying the refs. They can't control when the ref fucks up.
I'm not giving it back. Tom.
Right.
I'm just
That's
saying
all I'm saying.
I'm not going to sit here and look at it like, oh my god, it was so epic. No, it was more about.
It's just funny how sometimes you say I'm pessimistic, I'm negative.
I didn't say I never was.
But when your team is the best team in basketball,
are they?
Okay, just hear me out. By record, the best team in basketball. If somebody didn't know anything about basketball and they listened to you talk about the Celtics, they'd be like, man, he roots for a shitty team.
They're stupid. That's the problem, Tom. You know what? You know why this is so frustrating? Because they're so fucking talented, they actually get away with it. Okay, I mean, to his point, they've got the most fucking wins in the league, and there's no if they didn't have the talent they had, there's no fucking way the way they play they'd be in this position. Their talent is that good, and that's what makes it so fucking maddening. Because if they just had a brain between their ears to go with that talent, oh my God, they'd never lose. They're 11 deep. Okay, there's no when they are. I mean, I'm just telling you, but literally, you can gauge the Celtics night on what was their 3-point shooting percentage. You know by looking at that whether they won or lost the game. And that's ridiculous for a team with that kind of talent to be lived by the 3, literally died by the 3. They've just gotten lucky so far. Last year, at least when they pulled this shit, they were the best defensive team in the league. This year, they're 9th. That's a significant drop, Tom. And they've added players. They haven't lost anybody. They're supposed to be better this year than last year.
I understand, but they're in first place.
Right now.
That's all I'm saying.
Today on January 31st.
Look, if
NBA Finals not starting tomorrow.
If I was you and you were me right now, you would be telling me the same thing about the Mets.
What I'd be telling you, no, because if they're doing this like this,
You would.
If they're playing like this,
I'm not saying you wouldn't.
The Mets didn't play like this.
I'm not saying you wouldn't acknowledge that they have work to do, but you would also follow up and say, "Hey, you're still in first place." You would probably, you know what you'd probably say to me? If before the season, I told you the Celtics were going to be in first place on January 26th.
In spite of doing this, and this,
right.
Wrong.
No.
Would you take it?
No, I wouldn't say that. I'd just say, would you take it? And you'd go, fuck yeah.
No, you'd have to throw in the whole. But
No. That's the whole idiocy of that type of analogy.
Not idiocy.
Is that you don't throw that in. So you just say, would you have taken this?
They win 70% of the time because they're the most talented team in the league. That's why. Because fundamentally speaking, they are in the bottom 10. They stink. You'd think they never picked up a basketball before. The basic fundamental fuck-ups, these are professionals. Are you fucking kidding me? They're making mistakes that JV fucking players make. And the JV player isn't even talented enough to carry the fucker's jock. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's what's so frustrating.
I understand.
Because you're like, here's the thing. I don't think they're winning the championship because just like last year, this is going to bite them in the ass again.
But they could win the championship.
If these teams
have a legit shot to win.
Last year was an anomaly because the teams that they ran into were hurt. If these teams are healthy and they try and pull this shit again, they will not survive.
But they can beat these teams.
Only if
they get it together.
They have. This has been them for a year and a half, Tom. A year and a half.
Come on.
This isn't
time to build.
This isn't a rough stretch in February.
It takes time to build.
All
I'm saying is, if I was talking about my first place team like this, you would be telling me positive things about them. So just allow me to be you for 2 seconds. Is that okay?
You really want to be me?
Yeah.
It's tough being me.
No, it's not.
Not just anybody can be me, Tom. You sure you're up for the challenge of being me?
No, it's tough.
It's a very complex individual behind me.
All I'm saying is you would be over here going, dude, Pete Alonso's got 30 bombs, 100 RBIs.
I got news for you. If Pete Alonso had those numbers, they wouldn't be doing what the Celtics are doing. No way. No fucking way. No way.
But Tatum does have great numbers on the offensive end.
That's just because he takes more shots than anybody else.
Look,
that's all it is.
Right.
He just shoots more.
They are.
Jaylen Brown is, believe it or not, looked more efficient. Has been more efficient this year than him.
Boom. That's what I'm saying.
Tatum's a better player than him.
You're saying 70% 30 or whatever, 70-30.
The winning percentage is 700, something like so 70-30.
They have a legit shot to win. Now, yes, they need to clean that shit up because in the playoffs that will not work.
Do you know why that won't work, Tom? Because their 70% win clip is based on, with the exception of the Orlando Magic, which is another troubling sign, they beat the teams which most teams are not as talented as them. So they beat most of them on talent. The problem is in the playoffs, you're not going to have that number because none of those teams are going to be there. You're going to have Brooklyn. You're going to have Milwaukee healthy. You're going to have Miami healthy.
Dude, there's some good teams in the East.
There's a lot of good teams in the East. Philadelphia. How's Philly looking right now?
Philly looks good.
Philly just beat Denver the other day.
Philly, what a pain in the ass. Baseball World Series, football Super Bowl. The Sixers are a dangerous team.
They're 2.5 back from the Celtics.
Dangerous team.
They're in second in the East. Yes, they are a dangerous team. You know why? Because the Celtics are fucking stupid. If the Celtics were fucking smart, there would be no dangerous team. Because there's no one that can match their talent already. But since the game is 90% mental, boys and girls, there's a problem. Okay?
So do you think if the guy that got pushed to the side for the relationship or whatever the heck it was, do you think if he was there, this would be happening?
Nope. Because they were a better defensive team last year by leaps and bounds.
So they'd have less to get better at if he was still there. Because they still had the turnover. They still had the mistakes.
They still have the mistakes. But last year, they were on a record pace in terms of defense. And they really were. And technically this year, they should be better. And they're worse.
Yeah. And defense covers up a lot of mistakes.
But defense can also create offense.
Yeah.
You're good. You can get out in transition. They're a great fast break. When the Celtics get in the open floor, they are fun because they will pass the ball.
There's a bunch of athletes.
There are a bunch of athletes that actually will pass the ball to each other, and that's fun to watch. Okay, but the bottom line is you have to get to that point.
Yeah.
And they haven't played defense like that except for really 2 games: Christmas Day against Milwaukee, when that was the best defensive game they played all season, right there.
You also have to take into account that Marcus Smart is out right now.
That's part of it.
How long has he been out?
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum defensively are probably the 2 best perimeter players in the entire NBA. They probably are. Okay? when they play. And last year they played, and you don't go from ninth in the East to second in the East unless you play some record fucking setting defense. You really do. And they were doing that. They had two guys that were in the top 5 voting for Defensive Player of the Year. 2! Okay? 2. You know how many teams have ever done that in the history of this league? Not the Bulls back in the 90s, when it was Rodman and Jordan in 96 in the second three-peat. That was the last team that had tandem in the top 5 defensively.
Pippen was never in the top 5 with
He
Jordan?
was the other one, but it was the Bulls teams. It was Pippen.
Pippen was a great defender.
Pippen was an incredible defender. These two guys are like him.
Pippen always guarded some nasty
Pippen always
people.
played defense.
Yeah.
Pippen never took. What else say about Scottie Pippen? I never saw him defensively take a night. He reminded me of Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper was like that for the Lakers. He never took a night off.
Michael Cooper's a little before my time in terms of when I was watching.
Larry Bird says to this day he's the toughest guy that ever guarded him. So there you have it. So
who do you think's the best? Like some of the best defenders of like past 30 years.
Well, if we go back to that'd be 1990, 91.
Who was the guy in San Antonio like 2000s? Was it Bruce?
Bruce Bowen.
Bruce Bowen.
Yeah,
He's a good defender.
You got to start with Michael Jordan.
Who
won Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, Gary Payton.
Yeah.
Talk about defensive backcourt. Those two motherfuckers in their prime, you wouldn't get over half court.
Yeah.
Pippen was the best defensive forward of the 90s. He was. And then
Scottie Pippen's big. What's he, 6'7"?
6'7".
That's a big 2-guard. He was 2-guard, right?
Yep. No, he's a 3. He was a small forward.
Was he 3?
He was a 3. And I'm telling you, the dude from Detroit, Ben Wallace. Was another one.
Mutombo was a good defender.
Ewing was a great defender until he retired. Yeah. Olajuwon.
Yeah.
He was. Ralph Sampson. People forget about the Twin Towers.
He was
7'4". He would block every fucking shot. He was great. He played D. This is what Kareem did. Kareem had to fucking play these guys, and he saw him 5 times a year. Yeah. Ralph Sampson. No one talks about how many blocks Ralph Sampson fucking has. Oh my God.
Shaq was pretty intimidating under the rim.
Shaq was incredibly intimidating. Yeah. Shaq didn't really have. Tim Duncan was really his one peer, if you think about it. Yeah. And Tim Duncan was another one. Tim Duncan was amazing. They never talk about him enough. Yeah. He's probably the most underrated basketball player ever, Tim Duncan. And
because he was so boring.
It's
you know what I'm saying? Like he's just
the 3 best low post players in my lifetime are Kevin McHale, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Tim Duncan. And if you ever saw those 3 in their fucking prime, they call them technicians. Technicians.
Just like so boring, but
it's not. It's if you like footwork and dude, the hand-eye coordinate. Dude, Kevin McHale's split move where he would split a double team without traveling, I might add, finish. Oh my God.
I don't just mean the play, but like the play, the personality. It's just like.
I don't care. If the guy can play, he could be fucking as boring.
Yeah,
The dude can play. The dude can play.
No, you're saying he's underrated. I'm telling you why.
Yeah, well, that's pathetic.
That's just people.
That's people are pathetic.
No,
that's
not pathetic. People are attracted to like showy shit.
The dude, he's got 5 rings. I'd call that pretty showy.
No, not like that.
That's bling, Tom. Bling.
I'm not saying people like it shouldn't be, but
got some bling, homie.
That's why he's underrated. He wasn't somebody to put himself out there.
Serious fucking bling. Anyway.
But yeah, best power forward of our time, right?
It would probably be Tim Duncan, yeah. Tim Duncan, Kevin McHale, Kevin Garnett. Karl Malone won back.
Tim Duncan's better than Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
Well, he's a better overall player. Garnett was the better defender. Garnett was another one, all-time great defender. Yeah. Kevin Garnett, he won defensive player. He was that dude. He wouldn't even let you take a jump shot on a dead ball foul. He would goaltend on a. I used to watch him do this in Boston. Like, why does he do that? And then I figured out why. He was intimidating. Like he wouldn't even let you take a jump shot when the whistle blew, like getting off a free before you passed the ball out of bounds. He would still jump up and block the shot. I'm like, that's how much we're talking about not giving an inch. That's the ultimate fuck you.
I always like when I see guys do that.
Kevin Garnett's the first one.
You're not going to get a free shot when there's no time on the clock.
No, fuck you. You're not getting that. You swat him. Or he'd catch it like, did you drop something?
Who was the guy? I feel like Barkley defended pretty well.
When he wanted to, he was,
who was the guy on Phoenix that was like a Kobe stopper? Do you remember that guy? His name started with an R.
He was a guard?
Yeah.
2 guard? Must have
I
been
think he was a 2.
Phoenix.
And they would try to put him on Kobe. I think he held them one game, and then like he just got eaten alive, if I remember.
Huh.
But, okay, he wasn't a big name.
Okay.
So he probably wouldn't be on best defender list.
No, but there was some.
trying to
There
think
was
of
some
other.
amazing.
Charles Oakley played good defense.
Dennis Rodman is the best defender I've ever seen.
I got underrated.
What? Who?
Dale and Antonio Davis.
Yes,
both of them.
They were both good. They were better than
They were strong as
you
hell.
You could not establish position on them in the post. Ewing would have to catch the ball like 2 feet further than you want to catch it. Now Ewing could get away because he still had a great jump shot.
Right.
So it didn't bother him much.
It.
Yeah, and he was good at it. But he was good at it. But he was the guy that would still get over on them because he had that shot.
Yeah.
And most other guys like didn't have that shot.
Like Dale Davis was taller and leaner.
Yeah.
But man, he was strong. Antonio Davis looked like a damn.
Oh yeah, he looked like a damn wrestler.
Yeah, like he just came out like wow.
He was just jacked. And there were other, but I'm saying there were a lot of really good defenders back then when they played defense.
Yeah.
Now I couldn't tell you 5 good defenders in this league. I can't think of 5. And 2 of them are on the Celtics.
What about Alvarado?
Your boy.
Is that his name, Alvarado?
You're the one. You don't remember his name? I thought you were leading his fan club.
I know. I haven't thought about him since that.
I would put him in the category of a snitch.
Yeah,
little shit.
He gets
fast. Yeah, no, good for him. That's where you make an impact. Yeah. All right, motherfucker. You want to call me short?
A couple extra.
I'm
I'm
gonna take your lunch. I'm gonna take your girlfriend. I'm gonna take you.
A couple extra possessions.
Yeah. No, I would put him there. And the dude, in his prime, Draymond Green was, in his prime was a better defender.
What about Embiid?
No.
Not a good defender?
He's not a bad defender, but he's
big.
not. The dude from Utah, the center. What's his name? The transfer that came from, he's not in Utah. He's in Minnesota. Gobert. That dude plays defense. He's a defensive center. He was yeah. So there are some, but it's harder. Well, they don't play defense, number one. So it's like, I don't know. It's not harder to do. They just don't do it. It's fucking like, it's a 3-point shooting contest. It's like how many threes can you get up and make in 48 minutes?
Yeah.
We're going to time you. And when you screw up, we're going to blow the whistle and stop, but then we'll start again. That's what the NBA feels like now. It wasn't like that growing up. Now it's all right, who has the best range? All right, I can hit it from 35. Can you hit it from 37? I'll give you 10 tries. Don't worry about them. They're paying for this.
You see those?
It's like that.
I always see like videos of like somebody at a pickup game and somebody with like no kind of athleticism, no clue, is throwing up balls like.
And they're going in.
No, not always. No, it's usually like it's 6 feet off and the person goes, man, Steph Curry ruined basketball.
Oh, God.
Because he can actually shoot from anywhere.
No, but but listen, Dana Barrows, who was before your time, who led the Big East in scoring twice at 5'10".
Dana Barrows from
Boston College, from Mattapan, Mass.
Was he on the Lakers?
He went to my high school. No, he played for Seattle, and then he played for the Celtics, Philadelphia. He won Most Improved Player when he played for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was
great. This dude, I worked his camp at Severian. This son of a bitch had a drill that ended with him shooting jump shots from half court.
Yeah.
And he would make 10 in a row.
But he didn't do that in the games, right?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Did he?
He won NBA Most Improved Player. He averaged like 22 points a game.
Shooting from half court?
From like 30 feet. He was one of the first ones to do it. Dana Barrows, he would pull up from fucking anywhere. Anywhere. He had definition of in the gym range.
Yeah.
Dana Barrows. And if you Google his highlights, you look where he's shooting from. Even in college, you're like, oh my God.
I feel like Steph was kind of different from what I've seen.
Dana was like big. Dana was five. Dana was a 2-sport high school All-American, football and basketball. He was a 5'10" bull. Okay, he could dunk the ball, 2 balls at the same. He was 5'10", 2 balls at the same time off 2 legs. 5'10". Are you kidding me? Like I couldn't do that at 6'4". Fucking, and I could dunk. Fucking like that. I could do 360.
I couldn't do that at 6
I couldn't jump up and dunk 2 balls at the same time. I couldn't
do it off a trampoline.
Yeah, I mean, fucking. This is Dana Barrows. So there were guys, and Michael Adams, who played for Denver, he would launch him from everywhere too. So there were some guys. Bird would do it. So Bird hit one from the fucking hash mark. He just turned and smiled at the guy. I'm like, oh my God. Like, so there were guys. There just weren't as many of them. Now there's they
didn't shoot as many.
No, because there was more to the game. Yeah. There was a half court. There was the beauty of the ball and cutting without the ball, Tom. Backdoor cuts, Tom. And a low post game, Tom. a drop step, a jump hook with either fucking hand.
Dude, I grew up watching the Knicks in the
Perhaps
90s. I know what you're
perhaps
talking about.
a little shimmy, a little dream shimmy one way, and the turnaround, the no look, no catch.
Perhaps a point guard that plays point guard.
A real point guard who comes in, and a little no look, a little around my world, a little this behind my back.
But I was
like,
still,
where did all that go?
But I'll say this: as much as you talk shit about this game, an NBA game is very entertaining to watch on TV.
If you want to see a shooting contest,
I no, but games are close.
Of course they are, because
games are contested throughout.
Of course they are, because they're playing the same game.
It's enjoyable though.
I miss that.
And like I'm not.
When I look up and a team is shooting 90 shots and 45 of them are threes, I am not entertained. Mm-hmm. And the Celtics pretty much do that every fucking game.
I don't know. I've been watching the Knicks lately.
I don't want to see a team.
It's fun to watch.
If Larry Bird was, I would want to see him shoot 40 fucking threes again.
I'm not saying that brand isn't better, but like I'm entertained by this brand.
If the Celtics weren't in it, I probably wouldn't watch it.
I mean, for me, the golden ages were 95 to 2000 and when did LeBron win his last one in Miami?
Oh, I don't know. 2014, 15? 16, 2016.
In Miami? Really?
No, the Lakers, 2018, he won the last. Oh, his last title. His last title was 3 years.
His last title in Miami.
He won it with the Lakers in the bubble.
I know. I'm asking his last title in Miami.
They repeated, so it was.
Was it like 2010?
No, that was the Lakers. No, the Celtics won in 08. This is after them.
It was after that?
It was after that. It was like 5 years later, 6 years later, like 2013, 2014, somewhere in there.
Really?
Yeah. Was that far? He's been in the league 20 years, dude. 2002. That's when he came in the league. So it took him 10 years to start winning titles. So, I mean, and it should have. Because honestly, because look at Bird. He must have won his what Bird and Magic did, Magic won in his rookie year, and Bird won Rookie of the Year, and then Bird won in his second year. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, that doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen. So, I mean, but those two are those two. They're two of the top 5 players of all time.
But see, the Heat against the Spurs in the finals, man, that was great basketball.
No, that was. Tim Duncan, they was an all-time. Because they were all-time greats. And by the way, they still played inside. It wasn't all threes. It was inside, outside, which I liked.
That's why, like, for me, it extended, you know.
They were battles, Tom. You know why they were battles? Because there was an inside game. Yeah. And the game got physical. You're like, all right, these guys are going at it. Now this is fucking, hey, you shoot it from here. No, you shoot it from there. No, I'm going over there. It's fucking like, where the fuck? How about the basket? When you see guys,
I get it.
When you see guys, you know what drives me fucking crazy? Guys get into the paint. They have a clean layup, and they kick out to a fucking contester.
That happens all the time.
Nothing fucking drives me crazier. I'm like, where the fuck are the balls on these coaches? Sit that fucking idiot down. You don't pass up the highest percentage shot in the game for the lowest percentage shot in the game unless there's 2 seconds left. And you're down 3. You're down 3, not 2, 3. Mm-hmm. Okay? You have no choice. Okay? That's the only acceptable fucking scenario, or that, or a half court at the end of the buzzer,
if you're down 10. Because then you need threes.
You need the threes. But I'm just saying,
if you're down 30, you know, you got to chuck it.
In the flow of the game, you're down 4.
Stop being so mad about basketball.
It was all about Mel. It all starts with LeBron. It's all your fault.
What else can we talk about? But I do have to use the restroom, folks.
Well, we got to take a break anyway. So we might come back for. We might.
I don't know what time. Oh, geez, it's after 11.
I don't know. In any event, folks, we will be back on Wednesday night. So if you don't see us again tonight, check us out on Wet My Whistle Wednesday. And until then, Tom Izzo, the redoubtable himself, the highly questionable RJ Miliaccio. You guys tomorrow, Tipping Back Tuesday. Or is it Tokum Tuesday? Tokum Tuesday. Okay. Tipping Back and Tokum. You can do both. Two things can be true. Two things can be true. So until then, we're on a 48-hour break. We will see you then and then again. Fucking drum.